So now our Windows Server is ready, our Windows 10 machines are ready. We're going to talk about how to set up our network. So to start up by setting up our network, we have to imagine how is our domain or how is our network going to look like. Our network will look something like this. We have our server, we have our BC1, BC2, BC3, good. And then we have the router and the internet that the internet companies such like Orido are going to install in my office. And there is another server that is coming in a few weeks. So now we'll talk about the first server. We'll talk about the other server later on. So this is how in general our network will look like. Good. Now these, of course, these PCs and this are connected to a network switch, and that network switch is connected to my router. So this is how my network will look like. I'm assuming in this office that I'm going to install this network in. I have nothing. I have no equipment. This is my first time ever set up everything. It's just a brand new office that just started up recently. So this is going to be my server 1, or what I'm going to call it domain controller 1 or DC1. Good. And then I will have here my BC1, BC2, BC3, those 3 machines, BC2 and BC3 that are going to be used by the employees. Now, whenever I want to set up a server machine for the first time, I have to think about the stuff that I need on my network. On my network, I will definitely need a DHCP. Good. I will need a domain controller, which means Active Directory. Good. And also need DNS, so I can have the domain name stuff. I need the DNS. So those 3, you can either install them on one machine or 3 different machines. It's up to you. But because, again, I am a very small company with a very small business, and this is my very small company, I'm going to put the DHCP and the Active Directory and the DNS on the same network. So all this stuff, I'm going to install them on the same, server. So on this server, I'm going to install this item. So this server have to have an Active Directory, AD. It also must have a DNS, and it also must have a DHCP. Now, on your own home network, usually Orido router plays the DHCP role. But in businesses, we don't depend on the router to manage our DHCP. We create our own DHCP. You can put the DHCP on another server. It doesn't have to be on the major server. But since I'm assuming I'm only having one server on my network right now, and this is something that we'll buy later, then that means we're going to use the same server for these 3 features. So I have to have an Active Directory, I have to have an DNS, I have to have DHCP, so I have to set up this stuff on my server. The other thing I need to decide at this stage is what is the IP address of my network range will be. Will I be using 192.168.10. something? Is that going to be my IP address range, or do I going to use something else, 172 something, or 210.10.10? Whatever the IP address range that you prefer to your network. If a company is small like this and we are not expecting it to grow big, we will use 192.168.10. something or .100. something, and we don't need to grow bigger than this. If I'm expecting the network will go bigger, like 250 machine or 300 machine or 500 machine, I have to remember what did I study in my IP address courses and the CCNA courses and how the IP address get calculated, and we get this stuff. To not go wide in this situation, I'm going to decide that I'm going to call my network range in 192.168.10. Good. So number 1, I'm going to give it up to my server. Good. I will reserve the IP address for my server because it is the DHCP. Good. And as a beginning, as I'm starting up, I will not set up the DHCP today. So that's why, because I'm not turning on the DHCP today, I'm going to turn it in like 2 or 3 weeks on our classes. That's why I'm going to set it up. So all the other PCs, I have to give them static IP address. So BC1 will get 192.168.10. I'm going to give it the IP address 4. Why? Because I'm planning for number 2 to be this, number 3 to be something else, whatever the options I prefer. Other options I can give the number 1 to the router. That's how they usually do it, and then give number 2 to my server and give number 3 to my other server. Good. It's up to you how do you want to play the number, but let's say it's better to give number 1 to the router. Good. So I will go to the router configuration and I can configure the router this way. So now Good. Here is my IP address range going to be. This is number 4. This is 5. This is 6. And 192.168.10.1 is going to be my router, and my first DHCP, or sorry, my first domain controller will be 192.168.10.2. So this will be the IP address of my server. Good. Of course, when I choose this IP address, the subnet mask will be 255.255.255.0. This is the subnet mask. And because my router is my default gateway, it will be my default gateway will be 192.168.10.1. Good. So we'll see that. Let's go to the server screen and we'll see how we can do this stuff. So here is my sorry, this is my Windows 10. I don't need it for now. I'll go to my server. In my server, to log in, I cannot press Ctrl-Alt-Delete on the keyboard. Remember, I am on a VM, so I have to go to the action menu, click Ctrl-Alt-Delete. I'll enter the password, so it is password1. Next, the server will load, and as it's loading, I can enter these details inside the server. So I'll give it for a few seconds to load up. Now, when I'm setting up my server, before I do anything, I have to configure the basic stuff. So basic stuff number 1, wait for it until loading, sorry. Yes. It will take some time to load, so I'll just wait for it. I'll come back when it's ready. Okay, now my server is ready. It's loading up, it's done loading up. So I will go to the local server. Good. The first thing I have to set up is correct the time zone, because time zone here shows I'm in the United States. So I'll click on that, and I'll click the change time zone, and I put my time zone to the right thing in Qatar, which is +3 Kuwait Riyadh. So it is somewhere here, Kuwait Riyadh. The second thing I have to do is I have to assign the static IP address for my domain. My domain always have to have a static IP address. So I click on add IP address. It will get me to the network settings. So I can go to it from the network properties or the control panel, but it is here. Right click, properties, DHCP. And then I choose TCP IP. Double click on that. Use static IP address. Why I'm using static IP address? Because this server is going to be my DHCP. My DHCP cannot have a dynamic IP address. And it's because the DHCP also is not enabled, so that's why we're setting them static. So I'm setting it static. I will write them here, 192.168.10.2. Of course, if you are in the classroom, you have to see what is the IP address that I'm arranging for your table, so we don't get IP address conflict in the room. If you are in the room, I will force you that your table will be IP address, for example, 192.168.26.200 or 26.300, whatever your range, you will use that range. Then the subnet mask is 255.255.255.0. The default gateway is my router gateway. So my router gateway in this example is 10.1. So I will go back here, 192.168.10.1. Okay, now what is my DNS? Good. Who is the DNS on this network? I am the DNS. The server, this server is my DNS. So when I am putting the DNS details on the server here, that means I want the server to take the DNS from himself. Good. So I have to give him his own IP address, or better, I have to give him the loop IP address, 127.0.0.1. That way, the server knows that he is the DNS. He talked to himself when he wanted to have a DNS information. Of course, when I want to do this screen, good, on server, on BC1, I have to put here, instead of number 2, I have to put number 4, because the IP address I wanted is number 4. And of course, for the DNS, I have to put the DNS name of my network. What is the DNS name on my network? It is 192.168.10.2. So for BC2, BC1, and BC2, and BC3, even for the domain controller 2, when I have it, the DNS name is going to be the IP address of my first server that have the DNS. So it will be 192.168.10.2. Again, so you guys don't confuse. On your table, your IP address might be different. Your server IP address on your table might be 192.168.200.26.200 or .26.150. So whatever your server IP address. Now I got the DNS ready. I press OK. I press OK. I close it. Now it's very recommended that you change the computer name of the server. Give it something logical, better than the selected random one. In my example, since I'm just playing with this, I don't need to change it. But in your example, you can change it, for example, to station 15 server 1 or room 113 dash station 15 read the group, whatever your group or whatever name. I will be writing that on the board in the classroom. Now, once you do the computer name, it will restart itself. Good. So the first step, we install Windows. Second step, we set up the time and the IP address and the computer name. Third step, we tell our server that you are going to work as a domain controller. We click on Manage, we click Add Role, and we click Next. Next. Here it is showing me which server you want to control. So Windows Server 2016 allow me to control multiple servers on the network from the same console. So if I'm having 5 domain controllers on the network, when I come here, I'll see the 5 of them, and I choose which one of them I want to control. Okay? Oh, the IP address is not getting right. 1 second, let me check my IP address. Yeah, my IP address wasn't refreshed yet, so that's why it was showing the IP address of the actual machine. Good, now it's showing my IP address. I click Next. Now in here, I will select I want Active Directory Domain Controller, and by default, it will install some features and some roles. It will install everything that is needed. And I will do the DNS. Good. And I'm supposed to do the DHCP, but we will not do it now. We will keep it until we sit down for the DHCP lesson. I don't want you accidentally enable the DHCP and then cause a problem on the network. So we will not install it at this stage. Once we need it, we will install it on that class. And then I click Next. And then he default selected the rules. I leave everything as it is. Next, 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 and install. Good. When it's installing, it will take 3-4 minutes. Let it install, and we'll come back when it's done. And we are back. So now the server installation is done successfully. The IP addresses has been changed successfully. Everything is ready now. I click close. Now I can start up promoting my server from just being a normal Windows server to becoming an actual domain controller and configure my domain. So when I click that button, it will start the domain configuration part. That will be a different video. Just wait for me for a few seconds.